Hi, my name is Girirkatna Sharma, and I've pursued my bachelor's in information technology from NMIMS University, Mumbai, India. And my internship topic is investigation and integration of Power BI with HPCC. Now, before we can dive into the different components, we need to first understand the prerequisites. For the integration of Power BI to work, we need to have a bare metal HPCC installation, one that's running natively on your laptop. This is generally done using Windows subsystem for Linux. And once that is installed and set up, we need to have WSQL web service that's part of ESP and Power BI installed, obviously. Um, Now, to understand the flow of the overall architecture, the connection architecture, the two components which are Power BI and the bare metal HPCC platform, Power BI gives an opportunity to modify blank queries with encode. Now, we have an opportunity to send in SOAP requests and response from your bare metal HPCC installation onto Power BI. Now that can be done using WSQL, which is an ESP endpoint. There are SOAP endpoints. So with WSQL will send a SOAP request to the Power BI's bare metal blank query that's using the code which you're going to write in XML. And the same response is going to be sent back with data. Now, how this works is we basically have to use WSQL wherein we can generate or we can create a sort of SOAP request. We can go to WSQL and we have an opportunity to generate a SOAP request. We can use the same SOAP request from Power BI or the blank query that's encode, wherein we parameterize it. We modify that code to ensure that a single code not doesn't just receive a SOAP response back onto Power BI, but also decode it. So most of the coding is the code for this is done in two halves. The code splits into the first code deals with this SOAP request and response, whereas the second code deals with decoding that into usable data for analytics in Power BI. Now, this is done using XML, and inside WSQL, we have an opportunity to generate the XML tags for your SOAP request and response. And once we're able to generate that, we can then parameterize that same code, and we enter all of this into Power Query or blank query in Power BI. Once that's done, we're able to establish a connection between the two endpoints and whatever data is present on the HPCC platform. Once it's obviously it's sprayed onto your it can be any cluster, Thor or Roxy or XTHOR, it's immaterial in that case. We do have to define that in the parameters once the thing is parameterized. So once we're able to define which aspects of the code we want, we're able to send the request, and we're able to get the code back. So the response is now going to be, so initially without a decoding step, it's in XML tags, but with the decoding, we're able to generate a response in tabular form. This response can then be saved onto Power BI, and that data in tabular form can be used for any analytics. Now, of course, the references which you used was the web service guide and the installation and running of the HPCC platform. That was mainly used for getting the Windows subsystem for Linux up and running. Now, this works with most of the versions, but bear in mind that this was done using bare metal installation of HPCC for a single node. That was also mainly done to ensure that if there was any situation where there's a loss of data, we don't really face any issue. So yeah, so this is a quick introduction and a sample of my project of integrating Power BI with HPCC.